Well, good evening, all. I'm Epstein, and here we are on Tariff Day. Now, I understand what went on, and I'm joking, of course, but we are on Tuesday, and we're at the 26th of November 2024, and this is your SPDR Stock ETF wrap-up. So, at the end of the day, I'm impressed. The stock indices held up with the exception of the Russell, but all three of them were up. And for all purposes, they're all in pretty good shape still to the upside. I still believe that Santa Claus is going to come. I still see all those things as good. Today we had after the, at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, the FOMC minutes. Didn't bother the markets. They saw them. And a lot of the Fed members are saying, slow the cuts down. This isn't a horse race. They can afford to be deliberate. The labor market is strong. The economy's in good shape. They're seeing a slowdown. They know that inflation is a bit sticky. They're going to get some key reports to look at. We'll talk about that in a minute. We have a better understanding today of the proposed tariffs that President-elect Trump is talking about. What he's really doing is he's taking Mexico and he's taking Canada and he's saying, do something. Now, when I saw 25% on them and 10% on China, I admit I was confused. Normally, it'd go the other way. 25% China because they don't agree to anything, so just make it worse and worse so that factories have to find in America other ways. You have to find other sources for yourself. But our biggest trade partners, Mexico and Canada, whoa, 25% on them, that threw me for a loop, and I admit it. But I think I understand the psychology. What Trump wants, he got from Prime Minister Trudeau. He wants a phone call. Yes, we are going to increase the border patrols. Yes, we are going to crack down. And no, it's not words. We're going to have this done and in place before you take office. Bye, sir. What he doesn't want is Ms. Sheinbaum taking to the airwaves. We don't have to listen to America. We are independent. We're going to do as we want to do. We won't be dictated to. You've got all these big auto manufacturers here. You're going to shoot yourself in the foot. Think the word cooperation. Well, Trump is thinking the word just recently 2.1 million illegal immigrants. And you're not going to get his attention with that, Ms. Sheinbaum, but it does play for you good at home. And it gives you cover for if you decide that, yes, take your army, put them on the border, the Rio Grande, stop people from crossing over. Figure out a way to stop them coming into your country. You want them, you're entitled to have them, but you stop them from coming into our country. And I think that's the message that Trump wants in some manner from her. And he's certainly not going to allow Chinese companies, back companies, to open there, send into America without them being hit with a big tariff. So I think Trudeau got the game message. I don't think she did. And I'm not convinced either of them will get tariffs of this size if they reasonably come to the table. So I think the market saw that, and that's why you came back. Israel and Lebanon, you understand they've done a ceasefire. There's a lot of particulars to it, but it kicks in on Wednesday, their time, local time, at 4 a.m. Israeli troops will begin pulling back, and I think for Israel it's a sigh of relief. Enough is enough. If they can get the peace, they can take their army, give them a break. These guys have been working hard. They've got in place what they need to handle Hamas, and then they regroup, rearm, and get ready if they have to take on Iran. If Iran uses this window to attack them, there's one less set of missiles potentially coming at Israel from Hezbollah. The U.S. today, people don't realize it, struck inside of Syria and went after munition depots that the U.S. claims Iran has been shipping there for stocking to send in Lebanon. So there's a lot going on. You want me to show you a lot? Mortgage Bankers Association tomorrow at 6. Jobless claims 7:30. Second look, third quarter GDP, 7:30. Advanced durable goods, 7:30. Then we take a break for a few minutes. In November, Chicago, PMI 845. National Association of Realtors at 9. Personal income spending, PCE, all-important number at 9. I can already tell you I'll probably be a little late in doing my recording that I normally put out. right at 9 o'clock. There's so much data that I got to write, understand, and then can explain. U.S. Petroleum stocks at 9:30 and 11. We're going to get natural gas storage. If you think that's not a lot, I don't know what you think a lot is, but that's probably one of the most you're getting. And that's because they're condensing Thursday and Wednesday data and a lot of this into Wednesday because of the Thanksgiving holiday. Okay? I was reading today that if the tariffs, by the way, hit auto manufacturers, if they actually go into place, could be about $3,000 a car for the average car, that it increases the cost. When we take a look at the markets, as I said, you were up here, NVIDIA holding, but NVIDIA typically breaks down recently after quarterly reports, comes in, everybody says, well, they can't keep matching it. I think they're going to do a blowout the first quarter, and the reason I think they will ultimately, and even this quarter could be an improvement because Blackwell is doing some shipping. Amazon still up, Netflix jumping away. I like Home Depot, as we've talked about, if interest rates can be stable. In the gold and so on, well, they came back a little bit, but they've broken the back of those markets. Rivian, you realize, did get from the U.S. government the pledge of $6 billion to build new plants now, so that's big money that is being, it's a loan, and that's very big. But you can see GM got hit almost 10%. And down in Ford, they're down 30 cents. Why the big difference? Ford doesn't produce as many vehicles that we rely on in Mexico. They have a lot that they do here. So things to keep in the back of your mind. But the data tomorrow is going to be important. Tesla in a new battle with Governor Newsom, who has decided that if the U.S. takes away the tax credits on electric cars, California will stick with it. Rivian, though, not Rivian, Tesla won't be included. There's a battle between the two gentlemen. And Tesla still has a lot of people that work in California. These guys, you put on your pants and you go crazy, I guess. XRT, a big run. Today we didn't see good sales out of Kohl's. You know that they're terrible this year. And Best Buy was a bad surprise, not bullish, bad. And so that's weighing on the market a little. Yet I'm reading, and I was driving today this afternoon as I got a haircut, folks, as you can see. And I was listening, and they said that they are saying that the spending so far on the holiday, because people are buying right now for the Black Friday and for the Christmas holidays, 9% greater than last year. And yet I'm keep hearing how many people are having trouble buying, credit card issues, the delinquencies going up. So it's interesting to hear all this. But market weighed down, maybe it fills a little bit of the gap. Trying to buy these gaps is a very difficult task. Where do you put a stop? You tell me you throw a dart there. If you're going to put it here, you got a heck of a risk in the market. I don't think the market's worth a 10% risk. And you can see you've got holes in the charts. If you fill them, traders will come out, chart analysts, and say most likely, well, that's what needed to be filled. Now the market's still in good shape, but you're stopped out. You did pull back inside the Bollinger Band, and that's what we'd normally expect to see, but you are overbought. I'll let somebody else want to own it like that. I need a break if I want to get involved, or get you involved, maybe that's the right word, in Live Nation Entertainment. I personally am looking at this too. And it's embedded, which means you're buying these breaks in the market looking for the 144 level. So, it's probably worth a $6 play, so it's something to take a look at there. CrowdStrike giving a pullback. I'm fearful it's going to lose its embedded reading. We won't know until tomorrow, but if it closes under 79, maybe it pulls back into that 18-day average, which will be a neat little move, and maybe that's the spot the traders step in for it. I keeps talking bullish, as you can hear. I am bullish. Rivian rallied into a lot of resistance today. Getting that loan from the government, very important. It rallied to the 200-day average in the Bollinger Band. It was at the Bollinger last night. That's just too much resistance, and the market backed off. Now, if it reverses this in any way tomorrow, maybe you go to 1274. But I think that you're going to find a lot of willing buyers in the 1051 level, about $1 lower than it's at. In the Chinese shares, well, they're just drifting here, but now they're embedding. So the situation's getting more bearish, which you would think with the threat of these additional tariffs on the market. I think the pros are still selling this market. Toll Brothers, well, yesterday was a wonderful one-day rally. Yesterday you were up on the day. Let's see if we can see what percentage. You were up 6.48%. That's a monster gain. You gave back a third of that today. That's not enough. You're overbought. You could pull back in here. We'll see what happens. XHB, well, that market got sent down too as soon as you saw that new home sales were down 17%. You heard what I just said. The October new home sales fell nearly 18%. That's a big decline in the market. There's room to pull back, in my opinion. We know the demand is pent up. It's a question of affordability. High mortgages near 6.8%, 6.9%. Those are very high. Those are reasons to have a problem. But again, they're new homes, and you can work with developers and take that down for a year or so, those rates, hoping, cross your fingers, that rates go lower. Problem is they're not going back to 3%. On XLF, you got a lower low, higher high, and you could see the market still embedded. I'm still bullish on this market. No change in my strategy. Still friendly in XLI. Market is a bit overbought, so not much that I would tell my subscribers to do. And on the energy, I'm still a bit bearish on this, thinking the market will pull down. Now, let me explain what I mean by bearish. Energy sector is still the refineries and the other parts. I'm bearish on the crude itself. I think that we're going to produce more. I think OPEC, if they dare produce more, they crack the market apart. You need demand to come back, and it's too soon to say that's the case with the new player about to hit the world market in the name of Trump. What's going to happen there? So getting a pullback makes sense. You'd really have to close under these moving averages to tell me that it's anything but a pullback. I don't see that happening. The gold market had this huge break, a big rally, and now it's falling. It actually gets more bearish if you take out Monday's low of 241.48. You could open the door down here for these numbers to be hit. You'd have to tomorrow close up over the 244.80, the 18-day average of closes, to start thinking, maybe the market is ready to hold together. Maybe. I don't know. Silver market back down to the support that we talked about just yesterday. It's fighting its battle. Fell there yesterday, and it's staying there right at the 100-day average. If it falls apart, 27.03, doesn't really have to. It's oversold. I don't know who's going to give you additional selling. I don't like copper for the tariff reasons. So I'm very careful here. I just don't like what I'm seeing. If Trump throws these other tariffs onto China and they can't negotiate anything, you could be opening the door for the 40 level. In the bonds in TLT, the BND, they've all rallied to Bollinger Bands, and they have some resistance here. The dollar, be careful right here. The futures market dollar is losing its bullish embedded reading tonight. If it falters and heads down, this will probably head down. You could be back at 29.80, and you're on the verge of losing the, as you can see here, fighting to lose the bearish embedded reading. Haven't done it yet. This is still bearish on the euro, still bullish on the dollar. The futures are trying to flip-flop, so keep your eye on those. So you put it together, you come up with a game plan, and that's the name of the game that we're doing. Keep in the back of your mind, thin trading day after all these reports tomorrow. Traders will be headed out the door. They've got Turkey on their mind, and a lot won't be back for Friday. A lot of people look at the market, close their screens, and go away. I will be with you. Go to iraepstein.com to get our research. It's good reading. Right now you want to read it. We're writing about the tariffs. We're writing about the what-if scenarios, where it's impacting, what it all means, what the interest rates are doing, option strategies, everything through there. Go to IraEpstein.com. Look for the Linn Market Research in your free trials. Give it a click and choose whatever else you want. In the meantime, I'm Ira. You have yourself a great evening. Remember to move your cursor to the top here. You can also get to the free trials that way. Take care.